welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're having a good day, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Okay, so my producers tell me you need to wear more colors. I said, okay. How's this?
I like it.
You like red?
I do.
All right. Red, black, black, and gray.
Our our TV that we watch this show on doesn't like it. I think somebody messes with it during the week.
I don't know. It appears different on the screen of others' computers and whatnot, handheld devices. This is a health talk radio show. We're terrestrial radio. We're close to 60 markets across the U.S., including Hawaii. A lot of AM, some FM.
In Kansas?
Dorothy.
Yeah.
I had my...
That's it, your ruby red slippers.
Red shoes. People tuning in and said, what is that guy doing? And we appreciate all of the stations that air the show. And we're scattered throughout the South, Midwest, moving west. It's so much fun to be able to reach you and to talk about health, wellness, and well-being. We do put a special spotlight on nutrition. Today, the show is about a 4-letter word. Uh-oh.
We are a family show, Doc.
I know. And you're thinking, oh, it's diet. It is about diet, and I've never done a show on this topic before. Never. In 12 years. I don't even know how many times I've said the word. Maybe not many, as I think about it. And it's a food that people generally believe to be healthy. It comes in a variety of colors. It is grown in different parts of the world. One part of the world in particular, and is central to the food culture in some cultures, central. Guess what it is? Have an idea. It's a grain. Okay, now you got it. That's right. It's rice. And you're thinking, that boy's afflicted. He's going to do a whole show. He's going to do a whole show on rice.
Actually, I'm kind of excited you're doing a whole show on rice because...
Well, when I'm done, you may not be.
Got the rice discussion last night. You know that, right?
At home?
Yes.
And the argument was?
You
got to tell that you can't talk.
Angela,
your girlfriend.
Angela is a big fan of rice.
Well, when I'm done today, we'll see about that. And you're saying, wait a minute now. What's he saying? And you're thinking, oh, the debate's about brown rice and white rice. There is that debate. But you know what? That's really not the issue. There's a bigger issue that looms over the consumption of rice. And you're not going to believe me, but I'm going to present the evidence. And I'm going to use Dr. Michael Greger to help me. He's not here in person, but I have about 6, 7 of his articles on rice. If I use the word rice and arsenic in the same sentence, do I now have your attention? You heard me. Arsenic.
What?
See? You didn't know that. If Angela's listening, I'm sure I got her attention.
Yeah.
And I like rice. I enjoy it. It's a health food, no? After all, it is in Asia. You know, it's about rice. Dr. Michael Greger wrote a whole series on rice and arsenic. Arsenic. We're going to explore that. We'll first deal with the easy stuff. Brown rice versus white rice. In medical news today, that showed up, and that's what got me going. I've been tracking this now for several weeks, and I've been looking for a window of opportunity. Today it presented itself. At first, when I saw it in the literature, I thought, wait a minute, arsenic, this can't be that much of a big deal. And as I started to read, I now need to share this with you. I feel compelled to share it with you. Dr. Michael Greger is very good. Now, I know he has his critics. He's one of the whole food, plant-based diet, no meat, no dairy guys. Major figure. Go to nutritionfacts.org for your edification. He's science-based, evidence-based, just as I am. Now, is he always right? It's not a matter of being right or wrong. It's a matter of, you develop a point of view, and you're looking for the evidence, and you're trying to sort it all out. It's not, sometimes even with the evidence, it's not all that easy. I could refer you to courts of law where evidence is presented and the jury is trying to figure it out, and you say, well, the evidence is the evidence. It's clear cut, right? Well, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way in law, and it doesn't work that way in health and nutrition. There are conflicting findings, and then you worry about, the quality of the studies, and so on. Do they cross a bridge too far, even though the evidence is there? What's a person to do? We're going to explore some of the issues regarding rice. I'm telling you, you'll see. I told Gary today, I said, we're going to talk about rice. He looked at me like, you got rice in your head. Sawdust. What are you talking about? And he just had a discussion. Was it an argument at home?
Well, no, I'm not a big fan of rice. It makes my stomach uncomfortable. And she likes rice, and she was saying that it was, good for you. And it just gives me bubble guts.
Okay. Well, we'll explore today. Arsenic and rice in the same sentence is not a good thing. Well, as I said, we'll start off slow. We'll just deal with the issue of white versus brown, which is better for your health. Then we're going to take a look at the issue of arsenic and rice. Which rice has the less arsenic? Black, brown, red, or wild? We'll talk about that. What are the pros and cons of brown rice? Or excuse me, do the benefits of brown rice outweigh the cons of arsenic? We'll take a look at that. You might want to know how to cook rice to lower arsenic levels. I know some of you are saying, "What is he? What is he talking about?" That's what we try to do around here. Put a spotlight on things that typically you might not get a hold of in your day-to-day life as you move along. Arsenic in infant rice cereal. How about that? How risky is the arsenic in rice? What risk are you put at? How much arsenic in rice is too much? These are the kinds of issues Dr. Michael Greger wrote about. I'm going to share with you what I can today. You're invited to call, and we had a caller, and he dropped off. David, we'll get to him. Maybe he'll call back. You're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition, Coast to Coast.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day, giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce.
Talk Nutrition, thanks for tuning in today. The theme for today is rice. I know. You're saying, how can you cook a meal with one food? How can you do a show with, well, you watch. We're going to start off with the issue of which is better for your health, brown rice or white rice. You might think that that is the central flashpoint issue here, but it's not. But I'm going to address it first because that's what most people are fixated on. Brown rice, white rice, and so on. We invite you to join the conversation and to participate. And by the way, in terms of joining the conversation, This Friday, we're going to do something a little special.
We're going to be at the VDC Largo.
They don't know what that is.
Okay, we're going to be at the Vitamin Discount Center at Largo from 12 to noon. You're going to be out there. I'm going to be out there. We're going to have several vendors that are going to be out there giving away, doing a gift basket, giving away samples. It's interesting because this is like your first public appearance
since last year. So this is on East Bay Drive, yes?
301 West Bay Drive.
Oh, West Bay Drive.
West Bay Drive, Largo, Florida, at 33770.
And the phone number to the store will get that to you.
It's going to be 727-588-9444.
Repeat.
And that's 727-588-9444.
And we'll be there from 12 to 2. Love to meet you, and we'll talk about things, whatever's on your mind. And there are vendors there. They will have samples. We have a gift basket or baskets, one or two.
Yeah, two.
A couple.
The promotions team's going to be out there with me. We do a prize wheel and everything. So we're kind of excited.
Oh, good. Marketing department's going to show up. Marcus and all them.
Yes.
My boy Marcus. And the show does have an IT department, a marketing department. Yeah. It's all the whole, it's real. So we're going to be there. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm excited. I really am. I mean, we get to meet some of the listeners and
listeners and viewers of the show. Yeah, this will be my first time out in a year,
and it's at lunch. And it's at lunchtime, so you can come by, on your lunch break, And
it's all good. We like it. So, which is better for you, brown rice or white rice?
I'm gonna guess.
What do you think?
I'm thinking brown rice.
Thinking brown rice. Okay. Now, rice, as I alluded to earlier, is a significant part of many food cultures. Asia, for example, my goodness, legendary, right? Thousands of years, rice. In Southern Asia or Africa, it's a big deal. Rice now is cultivated in over 100 countries, as it turns out. And the food and I'm giving credit to Medical News Today, by the way, here, a Megan Ware. She points out that the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, they did a report, and they said that rice accounts for 19% of all calories available in the world. It's a substantial food source, no doubt. And there has always been this debate. What is better, brown rice or white rice? Most people think brown rice. According to the United States Department of Agriculture National Nutrition Database, 1 cup of cooked enriched long grain white rice provides 205 calories, 4 grams of protein, less than a gram of fat, 44 grams of carbohydrate, 0.6 grams of fiber. Brown rice, long grain brown rice, 248 calories, has more calories. It has 5.5 grams of protein, a little more protein. It has more fat, almost 2 grams of fat. It has more carbohydrate, almost 52 grams of carbs, and it has more fiber. White rice has 0.6 grams of fiber, brown rice 3.2 grams of fiber. Looking at those two nutritional profiles, Gary might be able to throw that up onto the screen. I would pick brown rice, and so would you. And then if you go to Medical News Today, they give you that nutritional breakdown. Then they start talking about the vitamins and minerals contained in brown rice and white rice. And as I look at it, in terms of iron, thiamine, niacin, B6, folate, and so on, going down the list, it looks to me that the percent daily value provided by white rice, when I look at the different vitamins and minerals, brown rice comes out ahead. So it seems so far that brown rice is the choice. White rice is brown rice, believe it or not. It didn't grow white, but it was brown rice. And what they did was they removed the bran and the germ. White rice, when they do that, it strips it of certain antioxidants, B vitamins, minerals, fats, fiber, and and protein. That's why it has less of those. Now you know the reason why. There are different varieties of white rice that get enriched. This is like clear cutting. You know, when they build these housing developments, they go in and they clear cut the trees, then they build the houses, then they replant the trees. That never made any sense to me. That's sort of what they do here. They clear cut the nutrients out of the rice when they process it to make it white, and then they put the stuff back in. The stuff. You know the stuff. Between the two, you want brown rice, in my view, and if it's organic, better yet. But that's not the story. There's more.
Battling.
The perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Well, of all things to talk about, rice. I kid you not. Show's devoted, the whole show. It's a serious topic. You're thinking, come on, man. It's only rice. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in. It's not just the issue of brown rice and white rice, which is better. I prefer brown rice. It's higher in nutrients, has more fiber, more protein, more of the micronutrients because they don't take out the bran, right? They don't process it. Rice doesn't grow white. It was brown to start with. They remove the bran and the germ, and they make it white.
It's a major ingredient in pet food.
I'm sure it's cheap. That's why.
Yeah, and you think about it, if there's arsenic in it and you're giving it to us.
Well, we're not there yet.
Oh, okay, huh?
We're not there yet. We're going to get there.
Did you know how many? Okay, and so this was the other thing. I looked up. I was like wondering what else is rice in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they make noodles with it.
Yep.
They make the edible rice paper for candies.
Yep.
Cakes, dumplings, bran oil.
Yeah.
Vinegar.
Yeah, rice vinegar. Yes.
Milk.
Rice milk. Yes.
The puffed rice cereal, the crackers.
Right.
Rice starch.
Yeah, right. Yes. And people like it. And it's not a brown or white issue. That's not the only issue. That's not the most important issue. Gary just alluded to it. It's arsenic. I'm going to get to that in a second. Let's go to Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Mary in Lansdale. Welcome to the show, Mary. Great to have you on.
Hi, good morning, Dr. Gargo, and also how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Okay, good. I asked you two questions on fish oil supplement, okay?
Sure.
First one is I'm asking for my aunt. She doesn't speak English. I talk for her, okay?
Sure.
She has glaucoma. She want me to ask you, yes. Is it true fish oil supplement improve nerve in glaucoma patient's eye?
Wow. That's an interesting question. What's the second question?
The second question is, what part of fish oil supplement helps skin for eczema? That means to decrease chances of eczema flare-up. That's not her question. That's my question.
Yeah. Well, you have the omega-3 fatty acids in fish oil. So it's the omega-3s that are going to help with that.
Excuse me, which one? First question or second question?
The second question. It's the omega-3s that really account for, people that who take fish oil, their skin they'll have nice skin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's the omega-3 fatty acids, these polyunsaturated fatty acids, the omega-3s that account for that effect, as well as for a better functioning brain and so on. Now, with respect to glaucoma, I saw a clinical trial on patients with glaucoma. Well, they're wanting to do one, at least they mention it here. That omega-3 fatty acids tend to have an antioxidant effect. They fight oxidation and help to reduce oxidative damage in the retina of the eye, theoretically, which improves the blood flow, ocular blood flow, and protecting against what's called retinal ischemia. So I have not done a review of the literature on glaucoma and fish oil, but it's apparently in the literature, and I'm going to have to check to see how many studies and what they have found, but theoretically it makes sense that it might contribute to fighting the oxidative damage associated with glaucoma. So I'll look, and then during one of the breaks, if you stay tuned, I'll come back and I'll revisit it and try to see how many studies or what studies have been done. Now, there are other herbs, too, that can help with fighting glaucoma. And
What is it?
bilberry.
Yeah.
Bilberry is good. Ginkgo biloba is good. Green tea.
How much green tea should he take? Should he drink?
I don't know. A few cups a day, a couple cups a day. Ginkgo biloba extract, bilberry, standardized extract. These are antioxidants. Now, with bilberry, for vision support, it can bilberry, they say in this one piece I was looking at, may interact with diabetes medication. So I don't know if your friend's taking diabetes, and can increase the effect of blood-thinning medications such as aspirin and warfarin. So you got to be careful, and you don't want to take bilberry also if you are pregnant or breastfeeding either. So if you're taking warfarin, you don't want to do that. And if you're taking warfarin, a blood thinner, you don't want to take fish oil either, because fish oil tends to thin the blood. So you don't want to do that either. You always have to be careful. Some of these supplements can be contraindicated for certain medications, and you have to check with your doctor. Green tea is always good. Then there is, they talk about acupuncture for glaucoma. They talk about homeopathy, certain compounds, homeopathy or homeopathic therapies have been used for glaucoma. That's not my area of expertise, but also vitamin C, which is a good old-fashioned, standard, reliable antioxidant. Coenzyme Q10 has been recommended in the literature for glaucoma. Alpha-lipoic acid, another antioxidant. These are all antioxidants. Now, for example, Jarrow Formulas has a supplement that's vision. It's called Vision Optimizer, and in that product, that is a good product to take, not only for your vision but to get antioxidants if your diet is deficient in them. That is a nice product that has all these different compounds in it. It's called Vision Optimizer. But your friend or your relative should check with your doctor to see whatever medications he or she is on, and make sure that none of these compounds are contraindicated for any medications. That's very, very important. But that product is nifty. Maybe Gary can find it. We'll pull it up and put it up on the screen. If you're watching, you'll see all of the antioxidant-based compounds in that product. That's one of my favorite products to take. Good vision or bad vision doesn't make any difference. It's a good antioxidant product. I'll look now during this break, Mary, to see. I'll go on PubMed or Cochrane or both and see if there are any clinical trials on fish oil and glaucoma. I'll be right back.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Figure's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. We were just speaking to Mary in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. That's near Philly, and was asked me two questions. The one answered on air, the other partially. I wanted to check. She asked the question: would omega-3 fatty acids found in fish oil, for example, be useful relative to glaucoma? So I went to PubMed and I typed in the key words: glaucoma, fish oil, omega-3 fatty acids. 13. I got only 13 hits. Out of the 13, it looks like most of them speak favorably, one, about antioxidants and glaucoma. Fish oil is an antioxidant. And they speak of other antioxidants in some of these studies as well, like bilberry and the other ones that I mentioned. The one study I looked at did not find a statistically significant effect in using fish oil to moderate or make better, if you will, glaucoma. There was no statistically significant effect. So the findings may be mixed. There's only 13 studies here that came up on PubMed. Now, generally speaking, as I looked at these real quickly, this was not a thorough review. My point would be, under supervision of the physician, I would consider doing the omega-3 fatty acids and other nutrients that have an antioxidant effect and that are associated with the eyes, and to improve ocular flow to the eyes and whatnot. These kinds of questions get complicated, so that's why we don't like to diagnose and treat on here. I'm referring to the literature here and what the literature is suggesting. Novel perspective, a Mozafarian, no, it was not Mozafarian, Mozafari, the researcher, looked at a novel perspective on natural therapeutic approaches in glaucoma. And in that particular study, they looked at all kinds of different things here. Trying to moderate, they looked at omega-3 fatty acids, they looked at ginkgo to improve blood flow, anthocyaninids, ubiquinone, melatonin, all of polyphenolic flavonoids, in addition, found in tea, red wine, and of all things, coffee. So there's any number of ways to go. Mary, if you go to PubMed, PubMed.org, that is the U.S. National Library of Medicine, National Institutes of Health database. PubMed.gov, excuse me. PubMed.gov. It's a good question, though. Again, Jarrow Formulas has a product called Vision Optimizer. It has many of these nutrients that are referred in the literature found in that product. You might want to take a look at it and chat with the physician about it. Some of these antioxidants are contraindicated for certain drugs like warfarin. Omega-3s thin the blood, warfarin thins the blood. You don't want to be doing that. So you got to be careful. Gary found an image of Jarrow Formula's Vision Optimizer. Talking about rice today, and you would think, oh, the controversy is about brown or white. There's the product from Jarrow. Can you make that bigger? I can't read this. I don't know if it's possible. There's all kinds of good antioxidant compounds in there. There you go. Vitamin C, vitamin E. Got a series of B vitamins in there. Alpha-lipoic acid, quercetin. Grape seed extract. Lutein. That product is wonderful. for antioxidants generally, by the way. You don't have to have eyesight issues. That's just a good way to get antioxidants into your body without having to take a bunch of different pills. I like that product a lot. Vision Optimizer, great product.
Let me ask you a question about, you're talking about the antioxidants. Antioxidants and blood flow, circulation.
Okay.
What effect does it have on it? Because,
well, theoretically, it depends on what we're talking about. You know, antioxidant. In chemistry, you have this notion of oxidation, where it involves electrons robbing robbing electrons from other atoms and this and that, because they like to be paired. They like 2 electrons. And so you have these antioxidants that will give up an electron and make everybody happy without without itself becoming an oxidized molecule. And so if you're having heart disease, cancer, glaucoma, any disease where oxidation is taking place, these antioxidants serve to try to moderate the oxidative damage. And someday, what I'll do on the show, I'll try to do it in a simple way. In chemistry class, it gets complicated, but I'll try to make it simple. Oxidation, antioxidants. Why do you need antioxidants? And what is oxidative stress anyway? I'll address that at some point. But theoretically, in the long run, the antioxidants would reduce damage to the arteries, right? If you're reducing damage to the arteries, you maintain your blood flow. You have less plaquing. So theoretically, in the long run, it would help with that. That's the theory. Heart disease is plaque, where you build up plaque in the arteries caused by oxidative damage.
right.
Caused by damage, and then the oxidation, where the cholesterol gets oxidized and other molecules get oxidized. So if you can reduce the oxidative stress, the oxidized molecules, theoretically you reduce that, then you have better blood flow. So that's, in that way, it contributes to blood flow. But it doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't work that way. Rice and arsenic in the same sentence can't be good. So you thought it was just about brown rice and white rice. Boy, if that were the only issue, it's not. Arsenic. Dr. Michael Greger wrote a series on it. I will report on, give him attribution on a number of his articles. It is pretty stunning. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. So much appreciate your listenership and viewership, coast to coast and globally. We don't take any single person for granted, and not one of the radio stations that air this show. And we're grateful to come into your neck of the woods to try to educate and empower you and myself as well. We're all in this together so that we can take better charge of our health, have quality of life, and a long life with quality of life. No use living a long time. You know, it's like having a great car that keeps breaking down all the time. That's not good. Right? It's just parked in a garage then. So
I watched a show last night, and they paid $300,000 for a 68 Shelby Fastback, and it didn't run. The motor was seized up. And I'm sitting here, you know, we've had discussions about
$300,000 for a car won't run.
$300,000 for a car it won't run. And
it's a nice planner.
Yeah. And it was, you know, it was a dust bunny basically at this point. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself that, you know, you talk to me about the putting good fuel into your body.
Absolutely.
Good fuel.
Absolutely.
A $300,000 car, and the guy was like, they put cheap oil in it and it seized the motor.
Right. That, you see? And that this doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. And people do that with, do you know, people will buy food because it's cheaper. I get that when you don't have enough money. I get it. But I know wealthy people. They can buy the farm, man, if they want to. And they'll buy the offline product that's loaded with crap because it's cheaper. They're trying to save money. You live in a multi-million-dollar home and you're worried about, come on, man. And I know people that don't have much, and they will scrimp and save so that they can buy the better food, the better supplements. You know? I don't know. Human nature. Sometimes it's a little confusing. We get, no wonder they're therapists. Right?
I know.
So rice, arsenic. Rice and arsenic said in the same sentence. Not good. It's not just about brown rice and white rice. My conclusion is if you can get brown rice, organic rice, in the end, it's a better nutritional choice. However, that's not really the issue. Arsenic is the issue. Which rice has less arsenic? Black, brown, red, white, or wild? We'll look at that. What is it about arsenic? What are the effects of arsenic in the body or in the diet? Brown rice is a good choice, but as fate would have it, do the advantages of brown rice outweigh the disadvantages of arsenic? Brown rice tends to be more potent than arsenic. Boy, you can't catch a break around here. We'll take a look at that. How do you cook rice to lower arsenic levels? Can you do that, in fact? We might explore that today if we have some time. And by the way, oh, you know, Snap, Crackle, Pop. Loved that when I was a kid. Rice Krispies with bananas. Oh, come on. That was, for us, that was, in our neighborhood, it was filet mignon, right?
Yeah, it was cheaper to make eggs and bacon than it was to have cereal when I was growing up.
I'm telling you. Brown rice syrup, rice milk. People say, oh, I'm going to get the better option. I'm going to get rice milk. Well, what about the arsenic in rice milk, Rice Krispies, and brown rice? Dr. Michael Greger explored these issues. How risky is the arsenic in rice? It is risky. Otherwise, he wouldn't have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I count 10 here, maybe a dozen articles on rice. Go to nutritionfacts.org. I share everything. That's how you get educated. Get dialed into the whole food, plant-based diet researchers and practitioners like Michael Greger. Even if you don't like that way of eating, you can learn something from these people. They're smart. He has an army of researchers helping him, and his website, he donates everything. It's nonprofit. He doesn't take a penny from that website. It's done to educate. That's why I respect him. So we're going to get into this. You may want to participate in the conversation. Maybe you know a thing or two about this, about arsenic and rice. You can call in, you can connect. Here's how to do it.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255. Or anywhere in the world at 813-636-8255.
And by the way, speaking of connecting, I will be appearing at the Vitamin Discount Center on West Bay Drive in Largo this Friday from 12 to 2. I'll be there. I'd love to meet you. We'll have vendors there. There'll be giveaways. They have product to give away. We'll have prizes to give away, this and that. This is my first appearance since I got sick a little bit over a year ago. It was October 19th when I was actually diagnosed, on October the 5th when they suspected I had cancer, but it was the 19th of October when the actual diagnosis was given to me. So it's just been a year. Been a long year, but we're here, and I'm delighted to be and go to Largo.
We're going to have a flex off, me and you.
I'm coming back. I'm back in the gym, and I'm back out doing appearances, and I'm excited. So I'd look for you in Largo this Friday, 12 to 2. Vitamin Discount Center, West Bay Drive. We'll give you the address and a phone number in a minute. First, let me address the issue of arsenic. There is arsenic in rice. Please believe me when I tell you that. This is not fake news as it's going on now in the political world. Arsenic is bad news. You don't have to be a chemist to know that. You can kill people with arsenic. Even at low levels of exposure, arsenic is a class 1 carcinogen. I repeat, arsenic is a class 1 carcinogen. It will impair your immune system, increases your risk for cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Never mind if you get too much. People have committed murder with arsenic. There have been more than a few movies made, and TV movies and
Flowers in the Attic, Petals in the Wind.
There you go. Where arsenic is used to kill somebody. It's a class 1 carcinogen. That is the highest level of things known to cause cancer in humans. When you're class 1, if it's a class 1 carcinogen, that's an Exocet missile coming at you. Asbestos is bad, cigarette smoke is bad, formaldehyde, plutonium, processed meat, ham, bacon, hot dogs, and lunch meats. Those are bad news. Class 1 carcinogens. Arsenic is bad news all the way around. So this is when I talk about, there are two things that you should accept as true in this argument. One, arsenic is deadly and detrimental to your health. And two, it does exist in rice. Now the question is, what do we do? What do we do about this? What are the issues? Let's see if we can illuminate this even a little bit more. Dr. Greger says arsenic is also considered an immunotoxicant. That means it's toxic to your immune system. When your immune system decides to get up and leave or go on strike or go off duty, since it's a sentinel of your body, you're now a sitting target for every bacterium and virus that's out there. I'll be back.
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilla Max, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
Health issue. And arsenic in your body is not a good idea. It does make you immunosuppressed. It does make you more prone to diabetes. There's an association between ingested arsenic and diabetes. And those with higher arsenic levels in their body also tend to have higher rates of food allergies. They tend to have sleep issues. They tend generally to not have a better state of well-being. They don't. This is in the literature. So arsenic, and by the way, at certain levels, arsenic can kill you, for heaven's sake. And it's found in rice. Rice milk, Rice Krispies, rice whatever. Now, what is a person to do? So that's just the health issue associated with arsenic in the diet. Now we'll turn our attention to, okay, does different kinds of rice have more or less arsenic in it? Well, we'll see. But before we do that, let's go back to Lansdale, Pennsylvania. And Mary, you had a question.
Yes. I'm sorry I drive you crazy today. I call you so often.
No, it's all right. That's why we're here.
How about farro, the grain called farro?
Yes, I know. Farro and kamut are types of wheat.
I'm talking about, does farro has arsenic in it? This is my question.
I know.
Okay, thank you.
And it's an ancient grain. Some say that it tends to nutritionally do better than rice. Now, it also turns out that in a Consumer Reports article, they talk about this very issue of farro. And they contend in the article that, as I recall, that it's a better choice than brown or white rice, because it does not contain arsenic. That's what they say in the Consumer Reports article. Now, I have not done a thorough review of the literature on farro and arsenic, but that one Consumer Reports article does mention that it's a better option. It's a wheat. As is kamut. K-A-M-U-T is another grain, a type of wheat. So you have that choice as well, Mary. Did I answer your question?
Yes, it does. In detail. I appreciate you very much.
We appreciate you listening. Thank you for your questions. They're good questions. Now, which rice has less arsenic? Black, brown, red, white, or wild rice? Good question. Giving Dr. Michael Greger credit, he wrote an article exploring that very issue. Turns out brown rice is more nutritionally dense than white rice, but it also contains more arsenic. However, the arsenic in brown rice is less absorbable. So he asks the question in this one article, so how does it wash out when you compare the urine arsenic levels of white rice eaters to brown rice eaters? Good question, Dr. McGregor, or Dr. Greger. He says that wherever people eat a lot of rice, people should be put on notice. He points that out for sure. And he thinks that in the end, rice is a good food, but it's, again, in this case, put in jeopardy because of the arsenic. A cup a day of brown rice, which even technically contains even more arsenic, maybe? I don't know. It does. A cup of brown rice a day shoots up your exposure to about 65%. There's no difference between the urine arsenic levels of white rice eaters compared to brown rice eaters. Both bad news. Now, that's on a study that he references. It was not an interventional study, so it does have some weaknesses. But the point is, we do know that arsenic is found in rice generally. Rice carries, and I'm quoting him, the arsenic found in a daily serving of white rice carries 100 times the acceptable cancer risk. And he says 136 times to be exact, close quote. But then he goes on to say, but brown rice is even riskier. Brown rice averages 2/3 more toxic arsenic than white rice, Dr. Greger says. But is that just because brown rice tends to be a different strain or grown in different places? No, he says. If you take the exact same batch of brown rice and measure the arsenic levels before and after polishing it to white, you do get a significant drop in arsenic content. Wow. What's a person to do? What's a person to do? He says it's what you absorb, not what you eat. The arsenic in brown rice appears less bioavailable than the arsenic in white rice.
Are you suffering from those?
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
Well, talking about rice today and arsenic. Whoa, that's not good. Brown, white, wild, red, whatever. And it is an issue. Dr. Michael Greger wrote a whole series on it, about 10 or 12 articles on this issue. And it does pose a health risk. It's a real issue. Now, some articles I read say no, it doesn't. It's not. It's a non-issue. You can have arsenic in because arsenic's in the air, the water. People will be tested, and they will have certain levels of arsenic, and unbeknownst to them. So it is an issue, though. I mean, white rice, brown rice. Yeah, it does become a matter of concern. And what can you do to how do you cook the rice to lower the arsenic levels? That's a question. Let's go back to Mary again in Lansdale. Excuse me, Mary in Tampa. We have Mary in Tampa, Mary in Lansdale. Hi, Mary. How are you today?
Yes. Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure.
I hear that some parts of California, the rice is okay, it's safe, to eat. Also, what about organic rice?
Mm-hmm. Dr. Greger addresses that. He wrote an article entitled, "Which Brands and Sources of Rice Have the Least Arsenic?" And in the piece, he points out that not all rice producers have been are equal, and he mentions Consumer Reports expose on one rice company, and I don't want to get into doing any of that. Claimed that their rice was safe, and it turns out it wasn't. So you got to be very careful. Most other brands are. I'm trying to. I have to be very careful what I say, because I'm relying on somebody else's opinion, and I don't want to put myself out there on an issue where I haven't thoroughly explored what that person said. But that being said, Dr. Greger says aromatic brown rice from a company called Lundberg. Their brown rice, the basmati and brown jasmine, average less than the national white rice levels. That company, that brand, Lundberg, brown rice level, lower per parts per million. So I don't know if that's organic or not. I would think that growing it organically would be better. You're using less chemicals. There was a review of the literature on 5,800 rice samples from 25 countries. The highest total arsenic averages came from where? The United States, as a matter of fact. But and I was trying to see if Dr. Greger mentions organic, and I don't see a reference to him. If the arsenic if the arsenic is from pesticides, he says, would organic rice have less conventionally grown rice, right? Have less than conventionally grown rice. No, he says, which makes sense because arsenic pesticides were banned 30 years ago. So in his mind, it's not, organic is not going to help necessarily because that compound was banned a long time ago. So they're not putting it on the crops anyhow. You understand what I'm saying, Mary?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me read to you what he says. Quote, okay. If the arsenic is from pesticides, if it is, would organic rice have less than conventionally grown rice? Answer, no. Which makes sense, he says, because arsenic pesticides were banned 30 years ago. So organic doesn't get you out of the woods either.
Oh boy.
So, but you see how complicated this gets. That one company he mentioned apparently had Lundberg, that brand, did better in parts per million.
That sounds familiar, that name. The health food store, Chuck's Food Store, I think they carry that, the rice.
Mm-hmm.
That name, yeah.
You know, this issue, this is the first time I've talked about it on the air. It is troublesome because you want to do the right thing, right? You want to eat well, and people are saying, well, should I eat the brown or the white? Well, the white has been highly processed. The brown is better. Well, both at the end of the day, both brown rice and white rice have arsenic levels, and you don't catch a break. And it's just the way it is. I wish I could say otherwise, but he said brown rice may contain more arsenic than white rice. But how about measuring the urine levels of arsenic in white rice eaters compared to brown rice eaters? What do you find out? It's not how much you eat, it's how much you absorb. All right? And in terms of white rice and brown rice, same. You're going to absorb it. Even though one may have more than the other, it's how much you absorb. And so, he said, quote, no difference between the urine arsenic levels of white rice eaters compared to brown rice eaters, close quote.
Oh, my.
So, yeah.
Dr. Gurka, you could always do a cleanse, every once in a while. Do a cleanse.
Do a cleanse. Yeah, do a cleanse. Getting arsenic levels out of your body. It's everywhere. I mean, there's organic arsenic. I mean, it's out there in the world, organically.
Yeah.
But apparently rice has higher levels, and we should be mindful of it.
So
Go
it's
ahead.
naturally in it?
That's not what I said. I said
because
that.
I got people that are confused. They're
It's confusing. There is arsenic is out there. It's a chemical. It's in the world. It's on the periodic chart. It's a compound. Okay.
But it's not like it's like
an
the
element.
seeds of apples. Seeds of apples have arsenic in it.
Okay. So it appears naturally, but rice tends, according to this review of the literature that Dr. Greger has done and others, to have higher levels of arsenic. Now, is it because there's more arsenic now in the soil and wherever? Could very well be. Increase arsenic levels and we're more exposed to it. We do. People who don't even eat rice, when you test their urine, have arsenic levels that could be concerning. We'll be back.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
arsenic in rice.
Yeah, I'm getting more out on the Facebook. Everybody's asking.
They want to know where it comes from. I'll tell you in a minute. Here's the LTN health question of the day. I knew this would get some keen interest. Is this sentence true or false? There is no difference between the urine arsenic levels of white rice eaters compared to brown rice eaters. Is that sentence true or false? There is no difference between the urine arsenic levels of white rice eaters compared to brown rice eaters. True or false? Right answer, $25 supplement gift card. Call this number.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
Call, win the prize. So where does the arsenic come from? Okay, let's talk about that. You've been getting some questions on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. Two major answers to that question. You have arsenic-containing drugs. Really? What does that have to do with rice and food? Well, guess what? When arsenic-containing drugs are fed to the chickens, not only does that get into their feathers, Dr. Greger points out, which then can be fed back to them at the slaughterhouse as a slaughterhouse byproduct, the arsenic gets in their tissues as well. And then gets into what? Our tissues, because we do what? We eat the chickens. And moreover, they use chicken
manure
to fertilize.
Everything but by us. Everything.
Okay. Gets into the soil, gets into the crops. So you got arsenic-containing drugs that are being fed to chickens and livestock. And they do that for a number of different reasons. They're trying to ironically decrease the risk of disease, but yeah. Arsenic-containing drugs and other antibiotic feed additives all contain arsenic. The arsenic from the drugs in the feed can get into the crops, into the air, and into the groundwater and find its way into us whether we eat meat or not eat meat. Doesn't make any difference. So you got arsenic from the drugs in the feed that they give to the animals. Most of the arsenic in chicken waste is water soluble, so there's concern about it seeping into the groundwater. But if it's used as a fertilizer, what about our food? Dr. Greger points out that studies on the levels of arsenic in the United States food supply dating back to the 70s identified two foods, fish aside, with the highest levels, chicken and rice, both of which accumulate arsenic in the same fashion, he points out. Deliver an arsenic-containing drug like roxarisone to chickens, and it ends up in their manure, which ends up in the soil, which ends up in our pilaf. Get it? That's where it's coming from. Rice is now the primary source of arsenic exposure in a non-seafood diet, close quote, according to Dr. Greger. It also is now found in mushrooms. In the top 5 food sources of arsenic, he was surprised to find that mushroom arsenic content rivals the arsenic concentration in rice, even though people tend to eat more rice than mushrooms. Some mushrooms have less arsenic than others. That's a story for another day. Some rice has less too. Mary pointed out a moment ago that rice in California has less arsenic. Yeah, it has 40% less arsenic than rice grown in Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, and Texas. Be mindful. Arsenic-based pesticides have been used more than a century. They were used for more than a century on millions of acres of cotton fields. Back in 1927, Dr. Greger points out. And then I'll quote him. Arsenic pesticides are now effectively banned, so it's not a matter of buying organic versus conventional rice, he says, because millions of pounds of arsenic had already been laid down in the soil well before your rice was ever planted, close quote. So it's already in the soil, plus whatever we're putting in the feed that the chickens eat, and in the drugs that we give them too. Now, the rice industry knows this. Dr. Greger says there's an arsenic toxicity disorder in rice. So the issue is real. I'm not even going to get to how to cook it yet today. Can't get to it. Maybe we'll do that on another day. Preparing it in certain ways, will that help? Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Hi, Jerome. How are you today?
Hey, I'm having rice today. Brown rice.
Well, have at it.
Okay.
So, is there a difference between the urine arsenic levels of white rice eaters compared to brown rice eaters? There is no difference. Here's the question. Here's the sentence. There is no difference between the urine arsenic levels of white rice eaters compared to brown rice eaters. In other words, it's the same. Whether you eat white rice or brown rice, it doesn't make any difference. I would ask you to reconsider your answer. Instead of what you were going to say. Reconsider your answer. Don't say what you were going to say.
Say yes.
It's true. That sentence is true. Doesn't make a difference. It's how much you absorb. And we absorb just as much arsenic from brown rice as we do from white rice. So I guess I'll have to address the issue maybe tomorrow whenever I have a moment on how to cook the rice, or is there a way to cook it so that you can reduce the arsenic levels? I got a lot of people's attention today on this issue. Congratulations, Jerome. You won a $25 supplement gift card, man.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. I got more rice in my pantry than I have sense. I'm just as concerned as you are. We'll revisit this again very soon. Try to give some answers. LTN Coast to Coast.
Is getting a good night's